Welcome, everyone, to our first screencast lecture. So the way this will go, I'll post segments of the lecture, and each segment will be titled so that you'll be able to go in and watch or rewatch the segments that you find useful. A lot of the information in this first chapter is, more or less definitions and ideas. And there's a little bit of mathematical examples that I'll go through with you in detail. But the beginning of this chapter, I'll really just highlight the things that I think you should read through, take notes on. This really goes along with your chapter 1 in your textbook. It highlights the important aspects of the chapter. So I'm going to highlight the things that I think you should spend most of your time with. Really just what is chemistry, study of matter. Most of you have taken a chemistry course before and know all of these basics and the definitions of matter, atom, molecules, composition, structure, methods of classifying matter. So I'm just going to tell you to go through these things. Take notes as you feel necessary, or read, highlight, whatever works best for you. There's a copy of these notes in the content shell. So then there's definitions, pure substance, elements, compounds, mixtures. I'm not going to go through everything here and read to you because I'm sure most of this is probably a review for you from a previous chemistry course or physical science class. So the beginning is really pretty straightforward and easy. So this is important. Chemical and physical properties. What are they? What are chemical and physical changes? So there's some videos that are posted in the helpful video links that you should watch. It will help you with that. And then there's a good practice sheet for that in the practice worksheet folder. So after the chemical physical properties, then there's a discussion on what is the difference between an intensive and extensive property. And intensive properties are ones that you can use to identify the material, and extensive properties will only depend upon the amount of substance that you have. So extensive properties are not an identifying characteristic, while an intensive property is. And then there's methods of separation of mixtures, that just knowing the definitions of. I'm not going to talk anything about energy in this chapter. We're going to save that for our chapter 5. Just having basic definitions down is fine for this unit. So then we're going to talk a little bit about the metric system, which again is just really the system of measurement that's used in science. It's a universal system. And the measurement of volume, and then the different glassware that's used to measure volume. And we typically talk about, what is the most accurate method. And it really depends upon the finest graduation in the measuring instrument will help determine which is the most accurate tool for measuring liquids. And then we go on to the temperature scale. You should be able to convert temperatures from Celsius to Fahrenheit and Celsius to Kelvin. And these are the equations for making those conversions. And then there's a nice practice sheet on that in the practice worksheet folder. Then after we do some temperature conversions, here's more Fahrenheit to Celsius and Celsius to Fahrenheit. Then we have a discussion of density. Density is just a mass over volume measurement, one of your intensive properties of matter, physical property. And we'll talk a little more about that next week when we do our lab on density. And I'll have one problem that I'll go over with you later in this lecture or a different segment. Again, there's energy. We're going to save energy. And then we're going to talk a little bit about numbers in chemistry. Sorry, I'm not doing a very good driving job here with this PowerPoint. So I'm going to stop there and I'll come back to this because this I'm going to spend quite a bit of time on with you.